Hey folks, so I thought I would do. I thought I would be over this cold, but I'm not apparently. I thought I would do Hey 19 chords just for kicks. Um, it's such a cool piece. I don't know. It's got great harmony in it. Part of it's very simple. It just has this bouncy rhythm, and but as usual, there's always cool harmony of chords in Steely Dan stuff. Um, one of my favorite things, kind of digressing off topic here, but is this thing they tend to do, like in Peg. Sorry, I had to do that to remember the name. Is they have this sequence? They do this a lot. This is like a F sharp minor seven, down a half step to a major nine, down another half step to another minor. In this case, E minor seven. And then they go to F sharp dominant, B minor 7, E dominant sharp 9, and A minor 7. And then they do this, it's like a C with D in the bass. Like C with the 2 in the bass. Yeah, it's such a cool sequence in that song. Etc. But I wasn't here to do that song, was I? So A19 starts out on F sharp minor 7. So we're in ninth position here, and just in case you can't see the chord, I'll call it out again in the like shorthand way. It would be X 9 11 9 10 9. And you can play the bass note first, and then the remaining. I play with a pick more often than not, but I don't know. Just as I've been sitting here doing this, I just playing fingerstyle. But it's so I'm playing the bass note and then the rest of the chord. I'm actually not playing the first string at all. And for that little slide down, all I'm doing is E major. Just those 3 notes, that inversion, like second inversion, and sliding it down a whole step to D major. And it's just like as if you're playing like a bar kind of version of it, but you only need those 3 notes, those 3 strings. So. Then they go into this cool little sequence of chords. So it starts off on F sharp minor 7 again, then up to an A9. So calling that out would be X 12 11 12 12 12, going from the low to the high string. So again, F sharp minor 7 to the A9. And then sometimes I have my own version of the harmony in these songs, but this is what I'm hearing is like a D major with a 13 in it. Can even put the major 7 up here, it still sounds nice. I usually play like this though. So that's 10 9 9 9 10 9 10 9 9 9 10 9 going across. And then on my Paul Reed Smith, I can do this a lot easier on these tiny frets up here. That's an awkward chord on this guitar. It's X 10 9 10 10 9, and what that is it's like a G9, G dominant 9 with a flat 5. So G9 flat 5. So all together. And you could just play this much of it if you want. That's on the high strings. It's the high 4 strings, 9 10 10 9. And I'm doing that because it's just harder on this guitar to play all of them, to play this note in there. When you get on the bigger frets, it's easy to play that chord. So that sequence once again is F sharp minor 7, A9, big old like D major 13, and then your G9 flat 5. Then back to the F sharp minor 7, and you can just let go. You could call this an E with F sharp in the bass if you want. Or you could just actually play these 3 strings. So, and then they go down to an A minor. Let me do that sequence again. Full A minor 7 sounds nice down there. And then they start the little, that little vamp, the little bouncing vamp with the, starts on a D. So that was a D chord, X5777, just a G major bar chord. So it'd be 3 5 5 4 3 3. And then they come up to a E diminished 7 chord. So if you don't already play the diminished 7 shapes, this is X 7 8 6 8 and then X again. So we're only playing the inner 4 strings. Little pause for something interesting if you don't play diminished 7 chords. Because they're made up of a cycle of flatted third intervals, they're movable in the minor third increments. And every chord there was the same 4 notes, just kind of playing leapfrog with each other. It's inverted, but it's the same 4 tones. So you can move them in 1.5 step or 3 fret increments. So, digressing again. Second time it comes just back to an A. So let me play that sequence again. So. And that nice little slide lick that they do is an F major with G in the bass. And then they slide it up a whole step, same shape. So. Then comes this transitional part where we have now a B minor 7, X 2 4 2 3 2. Take it up a whole step. This is a C sharp minor 7, same shape. Then we have a G major 7, and the voicing I'm using would be X 10 9 7 7 X, or you could play that 7th fret note on the high E string. So again, it's B minor 7, C sharp minor 7, G major 7, and they play this chord quite a lot. So this is really just a minor 7 with a sharp 5. So it's like a C sharp minor 7 with a sharp 5th. And that would, if you want me to call that one out, it's X 4, X 4, 5, 5. So those chords again: B minor 7, C sharp minor 7, G major 7, and then C sharp minor 7 sharp 5. And then it goes back into the section. So sorry, diminished again. And then it does the verse 2 times. There's the little interlude then. The next time they come out of that, they go into this little interlude. And it starts on E minor. It's just a regular E minor bar chord up in 7th position. X, 7, 9, 9, 8. X, or you can play the 7th fret on the 1st string. And I just do that thing where I just kind of lift all fingers off of that to get that melody in there. And that's a C minor 7. So it goes from E minor to C minor 7. Then we jump down to a B flat major 7. So that would be 6, X, 7, 7, 6, X. So let me repeat some of that bit. What I was doing there, by the way, is I'm kind of using a little. It's not exactly the melody, but I can do it that way sometimes. I'm playing an A on top, so I'm playing this major 7 voicing. Once again, it's 6, X, 7, 7, 6. And then I'm using the kind of like a hook technique, or whatever you want to call it, where my pointer finger is coming in contact with the A, 5th fret on the 1st string. So you get that major 7 voicing. And then they changed to an A13 chord, which leads you back into the section. And the A13, if you don't know already, is it's 5X, 5, 6, 7. And you can actually get the, I often do that with the A on top as well. You kind of hear that in the, whatever it is, like the piano voicing in the song. And that, yeah, I mean, that is all the chords in the piece. And yeah, it's just such a grooving, well, like everything they did is grooving. But yeah, hopefully that, if you don't already know the song, hopefully that gives you the chords and you can give it a shot. So it's a fun tune. I wish I could sing. I'm not a good singer, or I'd be singing all these along with it. But yeah, I plan on doing a bunch more of the chords of Steely Dan tunes, like Don't Take Me Alive, and some of the more straight ahead ones too. Ones that don't have quite so many chords. Oh, and certainly Peg. That's like a fun one to play. And it has that section that I mentioned earlier that's just so cool to me, that minor 7 down a half step to a major 9, down a half step to another minor 7, switching to a dominant 7 chord, minor 7, dominant sharp 9, minor 7, major with the 2 in the bass. And last comment, I don't know why I keep thinking about these things, because Steely Dan did so many cool things. They took the simple blues form all the time, it seems, like the 1-4-5 blues, and just made it more elaborate, more cool. Like in Peg, you have the C major 7 going down to, you could look at it different ways, but I would call that a B minor 7 sharp 5. So then they go up to the 4 chord, you do the same thing. So that would be F major 7, down a half step to a minor 7 sharp 5 chord, back to the 1, and then the 5 chord, which would be G. It's just a 1-4-5, but it's a really cool one. So anyway, for anybody who might have wanted to learn Hey 19, I hope that was okay. It was a little different than your average instruction video to learn a song. Take care.